What's happened with Dennis?
Making noises. So I was hearing a loud kind of intake noise on high load. I went to do this hose clip because one of the intercooler pipes had moved. And I was doing it up and it snapped. So that's fun. So I had two smaller hose clips that I've had to ring around each other, but I've done it up and they should hold. So I'm going to take it for a test drive and see if it's fixed it. So that was a problem. It wasn't the problem. So upon further investigation, I reckon it's this. And with more airflow, this is vibrating inside the housing. I had this because it was leaking ever so slightly, and this was helping make a better seal, but time for it to go. See if it fixes it.
Mystery noise continues. Not the tape.
Just sounds like it's in this end of the world. It's the only thing. Sounding like intake. It could still be this, like it's air coming through here, but I don't think so. It's all secure. It sounds like it's coming down this end.
We decided to just let the sound go for the moment and to continue just setting up camp. It was about 7 o'clock at this point. We've been driving all day. So setting up camp and having dinner sounded like a better idea. Seeing the noise was just noise, and it wasn't impacting like any of the driving of the car.
The fuel tank isn't draining properly, or at least I can't see that it's draining properly. So I need to plumb it into the return line rather than going off the barb that I use.
Which means we've got to find a Repco. So hoping Portland or Mount Gambier or somewhere along the way will have it. Where's that sound coming from?
But it doesn't do it when the clutch is out.
But not when the clutch is in.
No, but it's doing it now with the clutch in.
A little.
Just a little bit.
You know how I made that joke of like, we're going to be sitting in the most beautiful places ever, and then fucking Ashley's going to be working on the car? It happened a bit earlier than expected. Freaking out a little bit. Car's now not starting. Alright, bonus issue of the car not starting has been solved. The unfortunate thing is we don't know why why it didn't start and why it suddenly starts. So we're gonna grab a quick coffee because that was the plan anyway. So why not get a coffee? Let this thing rest a little more, seeing we're guessing that resting it has helped it to turn back on. And then we're gonna go back to Portland to see a mechanic.
There's like no reason for you not to be starting.
It also started earlier when we had everything off.
Yeah, I had the return lines for the injectors off. I don't know why that would make a difference. Strange. Well, let me pull off one of those lines and see if it starts.
It just suddenly turned on. Fucking hell, dude. We've been driving Dennis for, what, over a year now? We've never had any of these kind of issues. So, sucks that as soon as we exit Melbourne, we have these problems.
I think I've created a vacuum in the fuel tank. That's why it's not starting. That'll be because of this.
Oh, it's our fuel.
Yeah. I reckon that's doing something weird.
Found it!
Nothing. I can feel the pulsations of air.
Oh.
It's coming out of injector 4. Run your hands over these 3. Nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa! Guys, I felt it.
That's good because that means it's not the rotating assembly, it's not the lower bearings, it's not the cam or the push rods or any internals. That's actually air. That's why it's having trouble starting as well.
Thank God! What's planned? Don't turn the car off.
So, that's good. That means that I'm not damaging the engine. It could mean that the injector's gone, which is worst case scenario. It could mean that the seal just on the top's gone, in which case what I can do now is I'm going to turn off the car take off the injector, take out the injector, clean it up, and have a look at that seal and see if I can reseat it better. It's a heap better. It's kind of fixed. Can't really feel it anymore. That was definitely the problem. It could mean that the injectors are slightly on their way out, / it's not sealing properly.
Okay.
I haven't got any sandpaper, so I can't scuff it up and try and get it any better.
Yeah.
But, no, that's awesome. That's really good. Yeah.
Shall we reward ourselves with a swim?
Fuck yeah.
You're not gonna believe it. It's not making the sound anymore. Mechanic. He is a mechanic. He is a mechanic. He's fixed the problem. All right, we've just been at Super Cheap.
So I bought some connectors, just some brass connectors and a T-section and some hose clamps, and plumbed it into the return line from the fuel pump, just for overflow. And yeah, works, drains, perfect. Means we've got 120 litres of diesel. Come on, you bastard.
You have got to be shitting us.
That's all right.
At least we're in a main town this time.
So it's one of three things. It's either air's getting into the fuel lines, no idea where from. It's either the lift pump is not working correctly, which I can test later on, or the fuel cutoff solenoid is getting stuck, because it sometimes does it or sometimes doesn't do it. So it could be one of the three things. All are pretty minor things, and all things that can be fixed, so not horrible.
What are we looking at?
So just a bit of clarification, this is the assembly for the injectors on a 300 TDI. I took this guy out, the injector, by taking off whatever the, like this hold down plate is, the stud and nut, pulled out the injector, and what was leaking was this guy, the little copper washer down the bottom which seals against the block and the injector, and this guy was leaking. So I cleaned this guy up and basically just reseated on that and tightened up the clamping plate, and it held down the pressure. I've got some washers. I don't know if they're the right size. I need to look up the size. I bought some copper washers from Repco. If it keeps leaking, then I can replace them with those, or I can try cleaning this guy up with some with a file and just try to get a better sealing service on it. If not, I can try and order some to a town. But yeah, that was what was wrong with it.
The big lobster has cursed us. Okay, car running. What did you do?
So I cleaned the terminal for the fuel cut-off solenoid because it was really dirty, and I didn't think it was making a great connection because it's pretty loose. So I just cleaned it off, pushed it back in, kind of put it on an angle so it make sure it's making contact, and it seems to work. So I'm guessing that's the problem. It's a pretty good indication that's the problem.
Okay, yeah. I love that.
I can demonstrate it later. You actually pull the cable off. It's one cable because it's got a power cable and then it grounds through the chassis. Yeah. You pull that off, and it just stops all the flow of diesel. So that's what I reckon is the cause. I reckon it's the fuel cut-off solenoid because it's the only thing. Because I'm getting fuel. Yeah. The lift pump is working.
Yeah.
Yep. But it always happens when we fill up with diesel. So
weird. I'm facing a moderate issue where this keeps like unlocking and like hitting our lock system here. So this is currently locked. I locked it. We went around that corner and I heard a click, and this is open. This is open, and so is our fridge. So we quickly pulled over. We haven't lost anything over the side. I'll go double check. But Ash is now just gonna bend this because it keeps opening, even though this is locked. So, bit of an issue. What's our problem, Ash?
Come with me on a diagnostic journey.
I'm scrapbooking. Can you take them? Yes.
Hi guys.
Oh my god.
You're in my duty of care now.
Jesus Christ, take care of them.
I just dropped the foam. Alrighty, let's have a look at this bad boy. I think I found exactly what the problem is. It was exactly what I was experiencing. So to randomly just pop out like no power, and then it wouldn't start sometimes. So you come down here, see this little plug? That is responsible for the fuel cutoff solenoid. This is fucking loose! Loosey-goosey! So it's losing power and cutting off the fuel supply. I reckon that's the problem. So I gotta recrimp a connector onto that. So this was the problem. This connector had become worn out. So even the lightest touch disconnected it from the solenoid, which is just in here. So, fix. I've cut it off, just stripped back some wire. And now, these were ever so slightly too small, but these fit on the connector. They're the right size. But I've just got to open this up a little bit more so I can crimp it onto that piece of copper. So, what I'm doing now is just twisting this for the second. And I need a little bit off it, about that much. Now I can twist this back on over. And being the over-preparer that I am, I have brought a pair of crimps so I can crimp it properly. Strip. I lied. I may use needle nose pliers. Nicely crimped onto it. Passes the tug test. Now I haven't got any heat shrink, but what I do have is some electrical tape. In the interest of not starting fires, not that this would particularly, but in the interest of not short-circuiting anything, I'm going to wrap it around the base of it. Now, as you will clearly see when I try and start the car, nada. And now, let there be fuel flow. Oh, now that's rock solid on the connection. And let there be ignition.
Our newest conundrum with the car/rooftop is that these things are somehow moving during the night. We opened the tent.
Yeah.
It's all good and lined up. We literally did this exact same thing yesterday. By we, I mean Ashley. We literally did this yesterday where we unscrew the top thing, we loosen it, we line them up, and then by the morning when we go to close the rooftop tent, they are misaligned and we can't close it. So any thoughts and ideas as to why this is happening?
It's really bizarre.
Would be great. We have no idea. We're putting the same exact stuff in it. This time we're not on like any tilt either. Like yesterday we were on quite a bit of a tilt, so we were like, maybe it's the tilt, or like maybe we're moving around too much in the night, but that doesn't explain, like it doesn't, anyway.
I don't know why they're moving over. It's very bizarre.
Don't know.
Hello everybody. We have fixed the opening canopy door issue with some locks. It now doesn't move, and I can now just do this. And it opens. Huzzah!
We lost a good soldier today, everyone.
The good soldier got fucking decapitated, man.
Holy crap.
I mean, it was pretty flimsy, but I thought with two of them it'd be alright. That is so gonna break. So I gotta get bigger ones.
Currently trying to problem solve.
Well,
soldier.
trying to keep it from destroying the door while I can get to a hardware store to get some bigger push rods. So I think I'm gonna ratchet strap it from the back and just hold it in place so it stops it from trying to act like a fucking hammer.
What have you done, Ashley?
Just put in a little bracket to hold it this way to stop it from going that way.
Love. I'm gonna lose it. I just went to open my door and I did this and it... Oh, Ashley.
I love to fix things.
Welcome to day 14 of us travelling around Australia in a Defender. What's today's problem with the Defender, Ashley?
How do we go through the list? How about the door handle that Mrs. Hulk over here?
Just came up.
Mrs. Hulk broke
Oops.
the bolt.
Oops.
So I gotta put another bolt.
Sorry. What's our problem today, though? Because that was yesterday's problem.
So I think we're leaking a little bit of aircon oil, which is not great. Not from the compressor, but from here. It's pulling ever so slightly in there. So I've got some epoxy putty I'm going to try sealing it with and see if that makes a big difference or not. Oh, it might be aircon shop if it runs out, but that's later.
I'd like to preference this announcement of the aircon not running, that saying it's 37 degrees today, hence why I'm in my cooling towel. So this is an annoying problem to have.
This section of the video is brought to you by Dynasteel Aluminium Repair Epoxy Putty.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. So I've just kneaded it around the leaking joint and created a decent seal, and this will set soon, and hopefully it's a very, very slow drip, so I'm hoping that this stuff can seal it.
We just got flagged down on the highway by a guy that basically said we're pouring diesel all over the highway. So,
The valve for the secondary fuel tank was in line, so it was draining past the pump and into the tank because it's up higher.
So basically just leaked a bunch of diesel everywhere. The guy was really cute though. He goes, nah, it's all good, it's just money. What's the plan, Ash?
I might open it and let the excess out. I can't be, you shouldn't be dribbling, you know,
Diesel on the road.
on the road. Like, it's not good for anything, you know.
Yeah.
Luckily it's diesel, not petrol, but yeah, just conscious being on a
Yeah, side of the road. Alright, I might just get out and just spotto this. Fuck. All fixed. Closed it. We're gonna keep going.
Unless we lost some food. Oh, we might have lost, I don't know what food we lost. We might have lost something, I couldn't tell you.
No, that looks like it's all in there. We just got flagged down again, and we were like, I wonder why we're getting flagged down. And they're like, your canopy's open. We've been driving like this for...
Half an hour-ish.
Yeah.
Nah,
15 minutes. I don't know. It's been a while, though. Fucking hell. I didn't even notice because this mirror is like angled down slightly.
you should definitely change that so you can see it.
But I change it and then it keeps falling. Because I closed this earlier. Oh no, you didn't close. That's why we've been there. All right.
What's it going? I gotta take off.
Fucking hell. I've lost a good soldier on the Nullarbor. Although we do need to go to the Bunnings in Esperance because missing parts.
So upon some further research, this is what a standard Defender flare looks like. Just a little bit of a jut out. Cool, nice, awesome. What my car has is
what
these.
The previous
what
owner
the previous
had
owner
on
has
it.
put on the car is these cut snake flares, which match what is on the car, and they jut out more for bigger tires. Slight that one's only $300, and that's for a front set. That's actually okay. It's
That's pretty
150
good.
each. That's actually very reasonable. But they're about between $300 to $600 for a set. So I'm going to be putting on more of weather strip on the front for the rest of the trip.
Just until we get to Perth, I guess.
Nah, that's probably going to stay the whole time. I'm not paying $300. I can't be arsed. I'll pay $50 just for some flaring and some screws. Back in the fucking building!
We love bunnies. As everyone knows, all of the best fixes happen in the Bunnings car park. So what are you doing, Ash?
Making up some flares.
How's it looking, Ash?
Oh, I reckon that looks pretty good.
I'm not going to lose it again. I mean, if we do, we've got more.
I've got heaps. I lose this about 14 times.
It's not bad, to be honest. I mean, that's definitely covering the wheel.
Yeah.
This side is not, but it's pretty minor, to be honest.
Slight little update. I was having a beer, sitting down, and I looked over here, and I don't know whether you can see that, but it's a little bit shagged compared to what a good one's meant to look like. I installed these brand new basically just before I left. Because of where the exhaust is, it's heating up the rubber and has destroyed it. So that's fun. I'm not going to do anything about it, but it's nice to know.
You guys. Why does he sound like that?
Don't know.
But he was working fine earlier.
He was. He is.
We're 2 hours from Perth. I don't understand. We literally got back from the bun briefing. He's like popped the top, and then the car started like that. Holy fuck!
Fucking exhaust gas.
What happened?
Couldn't tell
We were fine earlier.
I know.
Why did you pop the hood to begin with?
Because I felt a bit lumpy, so I just stopped it down for a second.
Oh my god!
It's got oil.
I cannot deal with that. I've just left Ash to deal with the car. I'm gonna go for a quick wander, just because like it's just very inopportune because we need to at least be in Perth minimum tomorrow morning, to be honest, in Burswood, because we start pet sitting technically tonight, but they leave tomorrow. We're only just under 2 hours outside of Perth, so it's just not ideal to be stuck here because we've got a pet sit, and I don't want to leave them in the lurch with less than 24 hours to find someone to pet sit. Like, it's really not ideal. I can't believe this happened so close to Perth, and he was running so well. Walked up to the car. Ash goes, "We're gonna need a tow truck." Oh my god. At least we're in Perth for a month. I mean, it probably couldn't have come at a more opportune time. It's just that we just need to get to Perth tonight, so.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Ash. What's the dealio?
Something not very good on cylinders 1 and maybe 2. It is compression is coming out of the pushrod holes, and they are directly linked to the cam, which is further down. So I don't know if there's a crack in the head or there's something with the piston. I really hope it's not the block. I can't tell right now without taking off the heads and taking out the rockers and push rods and all that, which isn't difficult, but
Not possible.
we're just kind of in a car park. I haven't got any tools to do anything, so it doesn't matter if I diagnose it, I can't do anything with it. Still got to get the car towed, so I'm going to tow it to a workshop where I can pull the heads off there and then figure out exactly what I need to do moving forward.
Once they get a nice view, then maybe we'll spot some dolphins, Ash. Well, we have called a mechanic in Perth who does Land Rovers. He's got availability in mid-May. Our biggest issue is that we just kind of need somewhere to park it, because Ash can technically work on it. So he's going to need somewhere to park it, which is the biggest issue. And then we can find a mechanic to work on it while we're in Perth at some point.
Or I can take the car apart, but I need another car to then go to a machine shop to get what I need to get done to it, if it needs to get done to it. But I got to start taking the heads off and take the injectors and rocker cover off and the push rods out and take it off. But now the car's just like useless at that stage. So at least it's sealed at the moment. No contaminants are going to get into the internals of the engine. So once I take it apart, I can figure out exactly what I need and either order parts or get a machine shop to look at certain parts that might need doing.
Okay, I forget what we've updated on, but essentially we have spoken to RACV, who have said that we should be able to access all of our benefits here in WA, because the phone call we rang connected us with RAC WA essentially, and they were like, you don't have any benefits. We were like, we literally do. So that's good. RAC is currently sending out someone to come and double check that we've essentially had a major breakdown, which we have. Once they've assessed that we've had a major breakdown, they can tow us further than the free 100 k's which we're entitled to with Total Care, seeing Perth is about 170 k's away, so that would be amazing. Still hoping to be in Perth tonight. Might be a bit of a late one, but at least we're going to get there, and that's the main thing. And it looks like the cost of a hire car for the whole time we're in Perth is cheaper than the amount of money we get from RACV essentially, so that's also awesome. So as annoying as this is, everything's lining up. It's now just a waiting game so that we can get to Perth tonight. But I guess we'll get there when we get there. It's looking very sad over the engine.
Just trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to need. Like worst case scenario, there is worst case scenario. I've cracked the block, which would be new engine, which would suck. I don't think that's happened. I'm hoping a piston ring has given way, or a piston's given way and hasn't scored the bores of the cylinder. Or I've done a head gasket, which it also would be kind of good in
which is funny saying that.
Which funny saying that. If I've done the head gasket, which it could be a head gasket, I can just take the heads off, check whether they're straight, get them skinned, check the block straight, put a new head gasket on it and run it, and then that's awesome. That's actually a really cheap fix. I just don't know. I just really hope it's not the bores or the pistons. I wasn't running it without oil, so it shouldn't be. I'm just hoping a piston ring's given way, and I might just need new pistons. That's best case scenario. Sorry, that's not best case. Head gasket's best case scenario. But even pistons is not that bad. They're about 400 for new rods. New pistons and split pins and rings. Just hope the block's fine. As long as the block's fine, this is an okay scenario. This is an under $1,000. This is an under $1,000 fix. Around $200. Could be as small as $300 to fix this, but I don't know until I take the heads off.
Yeah.
I can't do it here until we get it towed. So
yeah, waiting game.
Yeah.
All right, it is 4:30. We've been in this car park since 12:30, so been a while. We just got a call from the RAC guys coming out to check out the car. That'll be here in about 15 minutes, so that's fantastic. So hopefully he says it is a major breakdown, and we can get a tow truck and drive 2 more hours to Perth. I haven't even seen any dolphins. This is a scam.
Had an absolute ripper of a dude come around, Dylan from RAC, who came. I told him exactly what I thought it was and showed him the video, and he's like, yep, I reckon it's exactly what you think it is. He was an ex-diesel mechanic. And said, yep, major mechanical fault, which is really good because hopefully it means we can get towed all the way to Perth, which is sick because we're about an hour and 40 minutes out of Perth. So we'll get the car towed to Perth, drop it off at a family friend's house, and then get a taxi from there to where we're going to stay for the night for pet sitting, so then they can leave. So then in the morning we can wake up and then go get a hire car, and then I can come back and then work on the car.
We've got to wait for a call from the tow company who will come and grab us and tow us to Perth for free, because it's a major mechanical fault, and for a major fault they'll tow you for anywhere, so that's awesome. And it is also once again funny saying we're thinking, the guy said that it's most likely a head gasket, which is great because that's the easiest, cheapest fix. So fingers crossed that's what it is. On to the waiting game. my god! You did. You gotta. You're not coming that fast. You're gonna do a run up. Look at that. If I look like poo, it's because I feel like poo. After the guy came, which was about over an hour ago, he was like, wait for a call from the tow guy. After about an hour, we were like, we haven't heard anything. We're gonna give them a call. So we've called RAC, and they're like, RACV is handling it. Cool. We call RACV and we explain the problem, and they're like, cool, you got two options. We can either tow you the full way to Perth, which will cover the entire costs, but you don't get your bonuses like a hire car and accommodation and whatever. Or, and we didn't know that was, like, no one told us at any point that was a thing. Or you can get towed the 100 Ks and then you pay the rest of it, which is about 60 to 70 Ks, pay the extra, the cost that we won't cover, and then you get your bonuses of a hire car and accommodation. And I'm like, what was the point in us waiting for 3 hours for someone to come and check out the car to say that it was a huge mechanical issue? Because we were told by RAC that if the guy came out and deemed it as a huge mechanical thing, that we could get towed to Perth. She never mentioned that we would lose those other bonuses. So now we're on the phone to RACV, who's like, those are your two options. And we're like, well, fuck, I guess we just wasted our time. Just give us a tow truck. Like, let's just do this option 2. We'll get our bonuses. We'll cover the costs, like whatever. Let's just get to Perth. And then she's like, well, tow trucks don't really pick up at nighttime. So could you catch a bus? Could you catch a train? And we're like, no, we don't know. Like, we've been waiting on a tow truck for an hour, only to now, I guess, realize that no one has organized a tow truck for us. Oh, it's so frustrating. So now she's calling us back to see if she can organize a tow truck. But we've been here in this car park for 5 hours. 3 of those are waiting on someone to come and check out the car, because we thought that if we got the car checked out, they would tow us for free and would get our bonuses, because it's a huge mechanical failure. Turns out that we got given incorrect information and that we haven't had a tow truck coming this entire time. So now it's 6 o'clock at night and they're like, oh, we actually might not be able to get you a tow truck. We've been here for 5 hours. We've been waiting around for a tow truck for 5 hours. Why has nobody organized that? An hour ago we were waiting. Over an hour ago we were waiting on a tow truck. I've just like rage eaten the rest of this jar of Nutella. There wasn't a lot left, but I did eat all of it. No regrets. I'm feeling better. Ash is on the phone right now, but the lady's called back and confirmed that we are getting a tow truck tonight. They'll be here within the hour, which is great. I'm just laughing over the fact that I thought packing a year's life of stuff into this was hard. Now I'm packing into a little backpack. Not a year's worth, but you know, at least a night. Just making a little nighttime bag. Sleepover bag. We are just waiting on a tow truck to rock up so we can get to Perth. Oh, there we go. We're gonna get her on the back. There she goes.
Basket on a Suzuki, and it was about 150 a head. So
We are in the car. Lindsay has very kindly given us one of his cars so we could get to Burswood tonight. So we're currently on the road to Burswood to go see the people that we're house sitting for, meet them, check out everything we need to know so that they can leave tomorrow. It is about 10 o'clock at night, so it's been about 9 hours of this kerfuffle. But we're on the tail end of it, thank goodness. Me and Ash are just saying, this car is so quiet, listen. We've just been sitting in moderate silence. Then I was like, it feels like we should be talking because we can talk to each other because there's no road noise. But there's nothing to say because we've been together for a month straight and just spent 9 hours together, and we're just knackered and we just want to get to bed. But it's so quiet. We have to fill the void. I don't want to listen to my thoughts. Usually there's like a road noise that blocks this from happening.
Good morning, everyone. Today is the day after the incident.
I don't even... I can't say it by name. It's like Voldemort.
He who shall not be named. He who shall not be named. The big the big gasket has probably blown. So today the plan is to go back to the car, strip the car of everything that we need for the week, because we have so much laundry to do. So much laundry. So we're gonna get everything out and start that ball rolling. I need space in the back of the car. I've got quite a flat area in the back once a whole lot of those boxes come out, because I need to wait until I believe a friend of Paul's, who is Luke's brother, a mechanic friend, is going to come and have a little look as well. It's always nice to have another set of eyes. Once he's done that, I need to strip the head off and take the auxiliary stuff such as the intake and the heater pipe and thermostat housing, but I've got to drain the fluids out of it. I've got to take off those ancillary parts, airbox, to allow me to take the head off. I need to then take the head off. We've got the rocker and the push rods. There's all little things in there. Take all that stuff out. Check none of it's damaged. My hopes is that the head gasket broke between cylinder 1 and the push rod cavity. Hence why in that video you were seeing compression on cylinder 1 and a little bit on cylinder 2 into the push rod. Last I checked, there was no oil in the coolant and there was no coolant in the oil, which is good. And it wasn't blowing smoke. It wasn't blowing steam and it wasn't blowing smoke, as far as I could tell. So I don't think any oil or coolant has gotten into the combustion chamber, which is really good. So yeah, take the head off, inspect. I need to get a couple of things from either Bunnings or Total Tools, just a straight edge and some feeler gauges, so I can probe the block for flatness. And I'll do the same thing for the head, but I'll probably get it skimmed. I might not. It depends on if it is warped. There's a maximum allowable tolerance for the head warpage. It's like 0.08 millimeters in the center from side to side. So I'll feel that out with a feeler gauge, but I've got to clean it up anyway. And I should probably do valve stems while I'm there, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to go the whole preventative maintenance at this stage, just because it's more of I need to get it back on the road. So once I've done that, got to order some parts, and then I'm going to wait about a week and a half. Yeah, so that's kind of the plan for today. Yeah, we'll keep you guys updated.
Oh, this is our baby all packed up. Oh, Dennis.
Well, we've basically stripped Dennis fairly bare, gotten everything out of the fridge and out of our cupboards to make sure nothing goes rogue. And we have loaded up Lindsay's car, you can kind of tell, loaded up Lindsay's car with all of our stuff. So we're chock-a-block, I tell ya. We're basically moving everything that's not secure and tied down inside the car, just to make sure we don't lose anything to thievery or theft. Just gonna head back to Burswood now, start doing some laundry, other stuff, and we'll come back for Dennis later.
Just driven back from the apartment, and I've just headed to Bunnings once again. I gotta get some buckets and tarps and towels and some supplies, just so I can drain all the coolant and oil, and do it cleanly because I'm on the sidewalk at the moment. So just been to Repco to grab a couple things, a feeler gauge, some degreaser and a couple other ancillaries that I'll need, and now heading back to the car. So back at the car, finally, after being at Bunnings and Repco. I've got a whole lot of things that are going to help me. Some degreaser, paper towel, some sandpaper, a mat, some bags, some metho, sanding block, little bits and pieces, some feeler gauges, a ruler, and some buckets. And we're going to drain all the fluids first, and then we're going to go from there. first thing you should do is always take a photo before you start working on it, so at least you generally know where everything is. Even though I know the engine quite well, it's always nice to have photos of reference. First protocol is to remove the injectors. So I removed all the ejector lines. Now it's always best practice to make sure you label everything, so everything that comes out of the car goes back into the car the same way. Ziploc bags work great for that. So I'll just put injector 1 and all its stuff in here, and then the next one in another Ziploc bag, and label them. Works really well. It's pretty dirty. Oil's been getting past those injector seals, they're fucked and that. So I gotta put new ones in, but that's okay. Just use this on the stud and pried them out. It worked alright. And the washer came out with it. So I've been trying to get this one injector off for about an hour and a half. I think I've almost got it. I might need a new injector, depending. I don't think I've damaged it. I've been trying to be gentle-ish, but giving it a bit of a whack. Now I'm going to see the moment of truth whether this sort of technique I'm going for has worked. Come on, video magic. It was moving there for a second. Oh, did you see that? It's so fucking dangerous, man. It's so close. It's so close, guys. Slowly but surely, baby. Oh, yes! Yes, yes, yes! Come on!
Few inches later.
So after about 2 hours, injector 2 has come out. That's big. That means I can actually move under the head now.
Hi everyone! This is, I don't know what day and I don't know what time it is. But we're at the car. What's the plan, Ashley?
So I contacted RACV again, and sometime today I'm going to get a tow from here to a workshop in Melana, Allfast. Simon came past yesterday, had a little look, we had a good chat. He's a friend of Paul's and has offered me his workshop to work on the car, which is incredible. So I'm just going to do some of the work that I do here, and then when I get it towed there, then I'll finish off the rest of it there. Finally, I'm going to drain the coolant and make sure there's no oil or anything else in that. It's a shit fucking design, so there's no like drain plug. This is what you got to do. There's no oil in there. No oil at all that I can see. That's really good. It's a bit rusty. I've tried to get rid of it. It's an old iron block, so it's got a little bit of rust in it. I've done a clean on that a couple of times. To fully drain the car, I've got to open the expansion tank, and then there's 2 plugs, one on the radiator, one on the top. That'll make sure it breathes and drains properly. It's also how you fill it. No oil. No oil either. Where did my clamp go? Well, that's good news that there's no oil. There was no coolant in the oil and no oil in the coolant, which means that the head gasket hasn't blown between any of the oil lines, any of the oil passages in the head, or the coolant passages in the head, which is good news. Bit more bizarre. There should be something in one of these two, but we'll figure it out. We're moving ahead, moving right along. Would you believe I've already had this off once in its life? This is the hose to the heater core. I need a band-aid. Injury.
Big knee.
Bit of heat shielding. Numero uno bolt. Take off this charge pipe now.
Oh, I hate that.
It's very ominous. It's actually kind of good when the sun hit this. It was like a light. Charge pipe. Now I'm taking off a little bracket for the Cyclone/PCV back to the intake. It's just a little bracket at the back. Got a new one of these hoses. This is the factory hose. It's like a rubber lined with felt. I've got a silicone, similar to same color, from the same guys. That do the silicone hoses for this. So, but it was on my list of things to do anyway, and I'm already back here, so I'm going to do it as well. Cross over the pipe goes here. The intake guards have blessed me. This one was easy to come off.
The intake gods. All hail.
All hail. All hail the nut and bolt gods. The rusty nut and bolt gods. It's pretty clean actually, considering. Turbo's got a little bit of play in it.
What does that mean?
Sorry, Simon. It means that the bushes in it are worn. And voila! Cool. Alright, that was relatively easy. Exhausts are always the harder parts. That came off too easily. Someone's had this off at some stage. It wasn't leaking though, so bizarre. You can see through that.
Ew. Ew.
That one just moved. Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
Yep.
Alright, I gotta take out this little EGT probe. Back to the mechanic hand. One finger at a time. It was one of my push fixes. Now coming off the car. So now it is time to take off the rocker. So loosening all the studs. They're all nicely torqued. Trinkets.
My tree.
So these are the bolts, and then off this are the studs for the rocker cover. So just want to progressively go your way through it, so you're not putting weird forces on it. Not that it really matters, but because it's push rod. That is one rocker cover. So you always want to make sure any parts that are internal to the car is always either wrapped up or contained, so no moisture gets into it. This is still covered in oil, so it won't rust, but just to keep anything off it and to keep it clean, I'm going to put a whole lot of Glad wrap around it. And that is preserved. You'd ship it all the way to the UK like this almost. Not really, but grab yourself some cardboard, and I need to make 12 holes. Sorry, 8 holes. Oh, 12 valves and 8 valve. So that's the first push rod. See all that? That's where I reckon the head gasket has gone. I reckon I'm correct. Haha.
Suspicious. Suspicious activity going on in the Defender.
Yeah, it is a build up of car. Maybe he's been doing it for a while. So we are done here for the second. I've taken off pretty much everything that I'm going to need to take off the engine other than the head. Here's my thoughts. It's a bit of a bizarre failure mode. It's a bizarre failure for the car. I think that the car has done a head gasket in the past where that problem spot is. Maybe the guy kept running it and the carbon buildup or something has sealed the hole, is what I think has happened. Because there's carbon buildup on the number one push rod, and it's been there for a while. It's not something that's just happened, it's been happening over time. What I can think has happened is maybe he was running it and the carbon buildup has sealed the hole in the head gasket, and then while I was driving it is unblocked, and then that's why I saw the smoke, because I've run the car without the fill cap on before and never seen the smoke before. So really weird. Yeah, quite bizarre.
Alright, our tow truck guy has arrived. We're gonna get Dennis loaded up in the tow truck.
So I got the car towed to Malaga to the workshop, pulled the heads off, and here's the gasket. What has happened is the last guy has installed this head gasket, because it's done a head gasket, not using the dowels, and the head gasket has actually moved. I think he's nicked the gasket and it's been leaking from the start. It's been such a slow leak that it has sealed itself over time from either the car sitting or from use. So my original diagnosis of a head gasket was correct. It blew from cylinder 1 to the push rod 1, which is probably best case scenario. It does mean that the car has been leaking a bit of oil because there's been positive crankcase pressure. But other than that, that is the only damage. The head was in good nick and the block was in good nick. There was no damage to either one of them, and both can be reused. I sent the head off to go get resurfaced, and then we shall reinstall it once all the components are back.
That's where it's failed. Through there. It's been failed for a while. Weird. So finally day's arrived. All my parts are here. Pulled down the car down to the block. It's looking pretty good. That's where it failed. It's all nice and flat. Just gotta make sure everything goes back together properly, you know? Here's the new head gasket, MLS head gasket. Got other gaskets, exhaust gasket, ejector seals, mounts, and the dowels, which she forgot last time, and head bolts. So the head gasket, the oil feed line for the rockers is bloody tiny, so you have to drill it out, make it bigger. Luckily it's on the ceiling end, so it should be right. So I had to drill out this hole and debird it, and then that can be the oil feed for the rockers, and now it's hopefully fully open. So finally, head bolts are going back in. There's 3 sizes, thin ones, M10s, M12 shorter, and then M12 longers. So now I'm just going to torque them all down to 20, and then do 60, 60, and then 20 on these M12s, and then you don't do the 20 degrees on those. Heads have been torqued up. All these are 60, 60, 20. I've gone a little further because they're fucking very thick bolts, and I felt like I could without them breaking, so it's about 180 instead of 140, which is good. More clamping force, and I didn't do anything to these. So all this is all the way on, and now I'm putting on the lash caps on the valves, and now the rocker's going to go on. Rocker covers are back in, rocker shafts back in. Now I just got to do valve clearance just by turning over the engine to 0.2 millimeters, and then we can start putting all the auxiliaries back on. So the car's almost back together. I'm just waiting on a thermostat. That will properly fit into this, because the one I got doesn't have the gasket, it's just the thermostat without the seal, so hopefully that's coming tomorrow. Just got to do valve clearances and make sure everything's tied up nicely, and put fluid in it. And it's running. So about 2 weeks later, and the car is all fixed. Everything was pretty good in it. It was just the head gasket. The last guy had installed the head gasket without dowels, and this had meant that the gasket had moved and not sealing properly between that number 1 cylinder and push rod 1, which is what I saw when I took out the push rods. This has meant that the car is all good. Head's good, block's good, everything's flat. We checked it with straight edge and feeler gauges and everything was in tolerance and it was actually really flat. We got the heads machined, cost about $100 at a local machine shop. Put everything back together, new head bolts, gasket, new MLS CAD gasket, which is better at sealing. Needs flat surfaces. It's a little less forgiving than a composite gasket, but it also means that you can run high boost pressures and it's just better gasket. All modern engines, all modern diesel engines and modern turbo engines use proper fire rings and MLS gaskets. So that's really positive. All in up, it costs around $800 for the fix. All the gaskets, freight, fluids. Workshop was free. Huge thanks to Simon and all the guys at All Fast Torque Converters. They've been a huge help, just lending a hand and giving me advice and everything like that. My original thought about the turbo maybe being bad was fine because it's a bushing turbo. It runs on an oil galley. So it's actually got like a layer of oil in between the bush and the turbo shaft. So that little bit of play that I felt in it is very normal for a bush type turbo, which is really positive. All in all, great success. We're back on the road.
What have you done, Ashley?
I have wired up another Anderson plug so we can run our toasty maker because the other plugs were only rated for 20 amps and it pulls 30. So come have a look. It is just this one here.
Now we can have toasties.
Now we can have toasties, guys.
We came back from a very nice swim to a puddle.
Little puddle.
What is the puddle of the...
Well, I think just one of the clamps has come loose on the bottom. Down here for the radiator shroud, which is not too much fun. Hoping it is just that. To fill the... I need to top up the gearbox and the transfer case because I got a bit of a leak. So I'm just making sure they got fluid in them before we head north.
Wasn't there something wrong with our alternator?
Oh yeah, we've got a... I found a ground strap was loose. Up here will actually had to come off, so it's having trouble turning over the car. So I've reattached a strap to that, but I still need to figure out if the alternator is dying or not. I'm not sure yet. Won't know until I drive it.
Jesus.
Hello everyone. Quick little update. Yesterday my battery light was flickering on and off, and I was getting weird voltage issues. Found a earth strap that was loose, reattached that, but today was driving and the alternator has officially died. So managed to find one, or get one ordered in to Tom Price. We're currently in Exmouth, so getting it there because we're meant to be there on Thursday. They should have it between Thursday and Friday. So that's not great for the budget. The budget is now over.
Oh no, I forgot that we're now over budget.
We were so close.
Trying to conserve power.
Red
on
light.
a 6-hour drive. Red light. No alternator.
Alternator kaput.
At least the speedo's good, but Ash was saying that the fuel thing and the temperature thing is slightly off.
I reckon it's just the less voltage they're meant to run with the alternator charger. That's right. Getting the alternator out, and it's just a cheapy Chinese, but I don't know if you can see that, but those wires have been touching and they've been arcing. And that's all shit on it. Got shit. Yeah, that's wires. Which is... Oh. Christmas time! Yeah, that's fucked.
Because you actually thought was maybe he could fix it.
No, all the windings and that. Screw this.
Bye. Think we got a new one.
Yeah. The one had, I don't know, some of the winding had come loose and contacted on the inside. So I was shaking it around, moving it around. It was getting jammed and like wire was coming out of the alternator. It was foobarred.
Which just kind of explain why it wasn't lost, like completely lost power,
And
but it did like give you a splutter.
It was foobarred. It
Yeah.
was toast. So glad we got another one. about an hour and a half to install it, and it's all in and it works sweet.
What's that, Ashley? From what?
So you don't know. Just know one of my rear brakes is a bit wet. Shouldn't be wet. Yeah, it doesn't matter as long as it's not the front. They do most of the work anyway. So.
Why don't you have pants? There's so much going on. Background info, we've got a crack.
Yeah, it's a hairline. It's a hairline fracture just in the mounting for the tray. I was trying to see if it was actually going to bend. Because I was going to put a block of wood or something just between the chassis rail of the tray and the chassis of this, just to compact it to stop that from vibrating. That's like, it isn't really moving. I think it's just through the corrugations, which is good. It's still solid.
Nice.
How are we looking, Ash?
Yeah, good.
What have you done? We have wood.
All right.
We have ratchet strap.
Sort of did all this to make sure it wasn't cracking on the other side, but Ash just said it looks like it's starting. I can't see anything.
Yeah, so
Oh yeah, shit.
might be a little bit, not more of a major repair. Might need some fab work. I don't know what steel they've got and shit like that.
Guys, the wood is in place. Ashley's done it.
Wood is in place on both sides and ratchet straps. So see how that goes.
Okay, well, we may have spoken a little bit too soon, because, you know, we were like, oh, yeah, it's broken there, and there's a piece of wood there, and at least it hasn't broken around the other side. We've just spent a good hour or two trying to fix up the other side, because guess what? It was also breaking around this point. I can't really see it there, but, so I've got ratchet strap and a piece of wood here, because you can maybe kind of see a tiny little crack there. I don't know if you can really see it on the camera. But anyway, I promise you it's there.
Have a look at this.
Here we go, Ash will show it a bit better.
So there's a bit there. That one
I
in that
can't actually
corner.
see this one.
That one in the corner. Right, there, it's just starting.
Maybe.
It's actually way worse than you think. That side's completely broken off.
Where?
At the very base here.
I can't see it
Start of the week. New week, new us. No, we're still in the shitty position. So we've got ratchet strap, piece of wood on each side. We are basically gonna drive to Drysdale, get diesel, and then we are going to limp it to mechanic, essentially. But that's us.
Yep.
Just gonna go nice and slow. We've let more air out of the tires, so we're nice and low.
It's still all attached.
Yeah.
It's not about to come apart. It's just for the corrugations. I don't want it to worsen.
Yeah, so we'll be right. She'll be right. She kind of has to be, you know? So, I mean, you're watching the video, you probably know what happens. I don't know. I don't. We'll see how it goes. Alright, well, phase one is done. We're at Drysdale, about to get petrol.
Yep.
We haven't checked the car yet, though.
Seems alright. Seems to be holding up, which is good.
We were going slow at first, and then we sort of realised that going fast was maybe slightly better.
Well, I meant the suspension was actually working rather than throwing the whole car around on the corrugations, so we'll see.
Well, the good news is that it's moved, so the technique is working, which is great. Which is great.
Great success.
You got more ratchet straps? And we are right back to where we started. Woo!
I'm gonna butcher the name. I'm very sorry. Pencoast River, I think. Pentoast.
I don't know.
Everything's held, which is ideal.
Yes.
Update to Ashley.
Update incoming. So, managed to make it back to Kununurra. So we're in Kununurra. Went to Argyle Engineering. Had a chat with BJ. Had a plan of attack in place. You can fit me in on the 11th, which is way later than I wanted to, but it still works for us, unfortunately. So I'm going to get the rear brakes welded, all the cracks, and get some 3mm plate to reinforce that area. I'm also going to design up a front mount that'll help triangulate the load a little bit more and help make it a little bit more rigid. This should hopefully stop it from doing what it's done previously again. So I'll do that in my spare time and send it off to him, because they've got plasma cutters and benders. So I can get that all cut and bent up and then welded in on the same day. So it is good news. The car's still drivable, still drives everywhere, and the tray hasn't fallen off, which is great news. But we need to figure out what we're going to do for almost 2 weeks. So yeah, that's sort of a little bit of an update of our lives at the moment.
Ashley, what's been going on?
So, we are in the lovely Ivanhoe Village Resort. We went and saw the sunset last night. It's very beautiful. I just called RSCV to try and access our extended benefits under our plan. But they need to send out a service vehicle to have a look at the car. Classic. So we'll wait for them, and then I can call back regarding extended benefits, and see whether we can get some free accommodation, which would be very nice. But I designed up a bracket for the front mounts and sent that through to Mark. He will be repairing this on the 6th and hopefully making that up so we can install that when we're there on the 6th.
Properly sturdy with rubber mounting underneath, and we've welded up all the cracks and put plates over it. A big piece of 6mm bar across. Should be sweet. Got to put it back on the tray now.
Well, guys, we are all fixed. Ashley's done some amazing work getting this all fixed up. Look at that. Not a crack in sight. And we're gonna go do a shop, but then we're gonna head back on the gib.
Back on the gib.
Hi everyone, it's Editing Alex here. I'm so sorry for the horrible footage of us going up this hill to Pigeonhole Lookout. At around about here, the road gets incredibly hairy and I stopped filming because Ash had to change gears in the steepest part of the hill before a pothole. And so I just focused on breathing and not filming. Sorry.
Well held.
The well's held. That was fucking gnarly at the top there. Yeah, I was like, no!
I lost the fuel cap. Oh no. I will have to go back to that.
That's okay. You got that wet?
Oh, I lost the fucking fuel cap. Oh no. How much exploded?
Love diesel. Yeah. Oh my god.
Fucking.
Pretty view though. Ashley's just on that thing where he's gone, hey, the engine sounds weird. Okay, cool. It is almost 7:30. We're in the middle of nowhere driving from Council of Hands, trying to get to a rest stop. So.
No. Not the 2 hours outside of Cairns. Possible head gasket.
I don't think we did a head gasket.
Those are the magic words! Those are the magic words.
Gave me no indication of it getting hot, so. But it has gotten very warm.
So it's just overheated?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for the second, and we'll just let it cool down for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the oil was just really hot that it was smoking, which isn't good.
No.
But I think the engine's alright.
We can get to a rest stop.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm just gonna run this for a bit.
12 seconds later.
So our original diagnosis was probably wrong.
It's not a head gasket, guys. I don't. It might be. I don't fucking know.
It's definitely not sounding great when we drive it, though. Definitely not ideal. Dennis loves tow trucks and RACV.
He
He loves them. What's your diagnosis of the problem? Well, we just don't know.
Nah, something's up. I haven't done a head gasket.
Win. That's a win.
I think I've spun a bottom bearing or something.
Well, we've called RACQ. They're sending someone.
Yeah, they got to send
Classic. They got to send someone,
and then we will have to get a tow truck somewhere.
It's gonna be an evening. Okay. The good news is that we've got a hotel for the night. I called a hotel, and she originally said that they didn't have any room. But I think she's actually called around because it's a different hotel than what I called. So don't care, because I basically was like, hey, I just need somewhere to park the car and sleep for tonight. We've broken down. But basically the RACQ guy was basically like, yeah, you're fucked. Good luck. So waiting on a call back from RACV, who's organising a tow truck. We're about an hour outside of Innisfall, and we're hopefully going to get to Innisfall and crash and then get this car to Cairns and see someone and get a very expensive fix. It's been fucking crazy. Okay, so I called a hotel, and then the hotel was like, yeah, like we have room, cash, whatever. I was like, okay, awesome, thank you so much. We're like waiting on a tow truck from Innisfall. Anyway, and then we finally get in contact with RACV, and then RACV's like, cool, we'll send a tow truck. We're like, that's awesome. And then I'm like, I won't update the motel on our ETA yet because we haven't even got a tow truck here, and I don't know when it's coming. Like I just don't know. Anyway, and then RACV calls back and she's like, do you have somewhere to stay? And we're like, yep, it's all good. We've organized somewhere to stay. She's like, awesome. I'll call them and like pay for it for you. Awesome. Amazing. Thank you so much. Using our benefits. And she calls back at 9:30 at nighttime after being here for about an hour and a half. And she's like, hey, so the hotel I called, they're not open anymore. She said, yes, we just thought they were like around the corner, so we're not available, like they can't stay here anymore. And so she's like, I can't find anything available. I'm really struggling here. Can you guys also start making calls? A tow truck is on their way, so we need to tell the tow truck where to tow you. And we're like, fuck, okay. Anyway, we've made a bunch of calls, but she called back and luckily has found somewhere for us to stay. He sounds like a legend. He's given us like his actual mobile number, and he's put a key into a lockbox. We're at a motel for the night. So the good news is that we have somewhere to stay tonight, and a tow truck is on the way. And then tomorrow we're going to hopefully get to Cairns with another tow truck and get to a mechanic, because Ash said this fix will take a couple of weeks and a couple of grand if we are lucky. So yeah, we love Land Rovers.
I love Land Rovers.
Actually, earlier when I'm actually getting sick of the Land Rover.
I feed you oil. I give you oil while you lose oil pressure and spin bearing and go clank clank. Why? Another tow truck.
Well, we made it. At a hotel. Hotel room. We made it. The car's getting unloaded. And we're gonna go to bed and see what tomorrow holds.
Because them heads, even though 98 degrees isn't that hot, the 300 TDI heads are prone any heat, mate. They turn to cheese.
Yeah, okay.
Guys, look at the view from our hotel room. Anyway, so we've just gotten off the phone with a mechanic. It's not looking good. This is once again potentially trip ending. From what I understand, and I'm sure Ash will give you a much better rundown in technical terms, essentially the engine might just be fucked. It's possible that apparently when like the bottom end, whatever that means, has definitely gone, and when that happens it can also blow a head gasket. And I remember when Ash popped the top, he went, I don't think it's a head gasket, but it's possible that we've done a head gasket and basically blown the engine. And we may have, Ash is currently checking the car to see if we've split the block. The mechanic said that he's basically done a fix similar to ours if I think the block wasn't broken for a head gasket and bottom end, and he's still fixing the car. It's at about $6,000, so expensive. He also doesn't have time to work on until the 20th of October, which isn't really a problem. Just means that we're in Cairns for a while. The next thing he offered, because Ash was like, I can work on it, and he's like, unfortunately, like just with insurance, like we have to work on it. You can get it towed here, but like we'll have to do all the work on it. He's also said that what might be slightly more cost effective just labor wise, instead of having some guys work on it for a week or two to fix the head gasket and all this stuff, is to potentially just get a new engine from Sydney and just pop a new engine in, and that will take 2 to 3 days, and hopefully be a bit more cost effective. Or the third option is we basically just get it towed home and we fly home. How's it looking?
Well, I don't think it hasn't done it. I think it's pretty minor. When I say minor, it's like, it's all internal. It hasn't done what old mate said.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah.
So no head gasket, no split block.
No split block.
No split block. We're still iffy on the head
Oh, I
gasket.
don't know. It hasn't thrown a hole through the external of the block. There's a visible hole in the outside of the block.
Dennis doesn't have a visible hole. Plan for today is to organise somewhere to tow the car to, get a tow to Cairns, to a mechanic, have them start looking at it, get accommodation booked for while we're in Cairns through RACV. Maddie flies in today at like 7 o'clock at night time. So hopefully by then this is all kind of sorted and we can have a nice weekend with Maddie. And then on Monday start figuring this shit out again. Alright, stuff's packed. We are still weighing up our options. Essentially the boss is away in Bali. He's back on Monday. The guy basically said, look, here are a bunch of options. Essentially all of them are going to cost $5,000 to about $9,000 just in parts. That's not labor. So we're looking at $7,000 to $11,000 to fix the car in total, which is way out of budget. We're now looking at options of ways to get back home without the Defender. So whether that's backpacking, flying, getting a cheaper car and driving it back home. We're going to weigh up a bunch of options essentially, because I don't think that getting it fixed in Cairns is the most viable option, just because of how expensive it's going to be compared to what Ash can do in Melbourne. Feeling just a bit like bummed about it, but not too stressed. We've got options and we've got time. Let the backpacking begin. We've got backpacks, getting labels, and getting locks. We've packed our bags. We're back at Dennis, getting them all ready for shipping him back home.
Well, Dennis is all packed up and ready to go. So are we.
Bye, girl. I'll see you back at home.
Oh my god, Dennis is home. He made it.
He made it.
He made it. Yes.